Hydeia Broadbent, a Las Vegas advocate for HIV/AIDS since she was a little girl, working to reduce the stigma surrounding AIDS.
But her life was taken unexpectedly last Tuesday at just 39 years old. 8 News Now anchor Ozzie Morris sitting down with her father to share more about her legacy and also learn more about Hydeia's upbringing.
Happy birthday to you.
Celebrating her life unapologetically until the very end. This video showing HIV/AIDS activist Hydeia Broadbent in a room filled of what she knew best, love. It was that same love her biological sister Kimberly McCoy and father Lauren Broadbent, who adopted her when she was a baby, tell me helped Hydeia change the conversation surrounding HIV, a virus she was born with.
She was so young when she started speaking out about AIDS, and this was during the early 90s when it wasn't really talked about or people were shunned. Were you ever worried?
She would walk around in the waiting room with a little microphone and walk up to the kids and ask them, well, you know, how do you feel about this?
Using that same little microphone to be seen and heard at just 7 years old.
I want people to know that we're just normal people.
That's Hydeia in 1992 with Magic Johnson on Nickelodeon. This is also when she became a national symbol of HIV, appearing on TV shows for years to come.
I'm very thankful that people have been accepting, not everyone, but many people are very accepting of me and welcoming. But I have to think about those who are not public.
Her message, people living with AIDS are everyday people like you and me.
There were times I know that she got depressed a little bit.
But behind every person, there's always another story.
You're speaking publicly for the first time. What do you want people to know about Hydeia's background?
Everybody, and even the Broadbents, they were told that Hydeia was abandoned by my mother. My mother did not abandon Hydeia. My mother was a heroin IV drug user.
Kimberly says she remembers last seeing Hydeia when she was 4 to 6 months old. But because of her mother's drug addiction, Hydeia couldn't come back home. Throughout the years, Kimberly developed a relationship with her sister and the Broadbents, all still standing together even after Hydeia's passing, raising awareness about HIV.
The HIV epidemic isn't over. It doesn't really get talked about as much, but could that be a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it could be a bad thing, because when something like HIV/AIDS is still out there, it should still need to be discussed.
I agree. That's something that Hydeia spoke to up until her death.
And the most powerful voice for HIV awareness, a little girl leaving us what we all need through our darkest times.
You never know. If you stay in your bed and feel sorry for yourself and don't get up with the birds and just sit there and say, well, I'm gonna die, why get up and try and make a difference? Mm-hmm. But when you say, well, today's another day, I can get up, I can do something, make something positive.
The family tells us Hydeia was in good spirits leading up to her passing. They're still waiting for an official medical report to learn the exact cause of her death. The family's also working on a date for a public vigil.